And I'd like to thank all of you, first of all, for taking the time out and joining today's session. It shows great, I mean, your interest just gives us more energy to do more and more webinars. And today for the webinar, we're going to have CA Bimal Jain join us. So we've been doing continuous webinars with Bimal Ji all these months. And today's topic is going to be about GSTR-9 and GSTR-9C filing. So I'm sure he is going to keep you all hooked to the webinar, and you're all going to be at the edge of your seat answering questions and interacting with him throughout the session. And I know most of you might have already known about Bimalji and might be following him on Instagram or Twitter or in the social platform. But for those of you who would like to know a little bit more about him, here is a brief intro about him. So he is a member of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India since May 1994 and a member of Institute of Company Secretaries of India since December 2006, along with a bachelor's degree in law. Also, he's a qualified SAP financial control consultant and has more than 21 years of experience in indirect taxation and specializes in all aspects of goods and service tax, VAT, and CST, Central Excise, Customs, FTP, SEZ, EOU, Export Import Laws. He has a working experience of more than 18 years in renowned countries like LG Electronics India, Honda Motorcycle and Scooters India, Hindustan Development Corporation, Khaitan and Company, and presently he is the executive director of A to Z Taxcorp LLP, a boutique indirect tax firm. And in addition to this, he is also been awarded with a lot of awards and recognitions. He's been a keynote speaker at Guinness World Record made by ICSI in largest taxation lesson on GST, which was attended by 4,500 plus participants, breaking the record of Japan. A Business Leader Award from MEP School Noida, Best Speaker Award from NARC ICWAI, Young Achievers Award at Igniting Minds 2015, Best Participant Award in MSOP 117th batch by ICSI. And now I'm going to hand over the control to Bimalji to take the session forward.
Thank you, Harsini, for a lovely introduction. And thanks to all the participants who are taking out time and joining today on very important webinar. Are you prepared for GSTR-9 and 9C? So before starting my session, I would like to put a request to each one of you so that you enjoy the session. Take a piece of paper and pen. First task. Some of the pointers which I'm going to give today, and I'm going to ask you as well, you should keep a track of those pointers because that pointer will help you for your preparation of GSTR-9 and 9C. So hope we all are ready. So if you can say yes in a chat box, that will help me to get it started right away. So a lot of yes from a lot of my friends around. So today, large audience joining today. So before I read the name, it is passing over. So my compliment to each one of you for joining today. And let's carry on with me. You may have your question in between. You may pause for the timing. And you can ask these queries at the question answer session. Sometime when I'm giving my deliberation, some question may come up to your mind, which is quite, bothering you. Park yourself, pause yourself, and ask during the question answer session. So let's start without any further delay. Today's session focusing on financial year 2021-2022. So April 21 to March 2022. Now, who is required to file annual return? First question. If we go to the provision section 44 of CGST Act, every registered person except ISD, TDS deductor, tax collector at source, casual taxable person and non-resident taxable person required to file annual return, which is GSTR-9. There is a specific exemption. They need not require to file. If aggregate annual turnover of such registered person is up to 2 crore for 21-22, he is exempted. He need not require to file annual return, which is GSTR-9. So answer is, and which you must say in a chat box, if aggregate annual turnover is more than 2 crore, then quite obvious GSTR-9 is compulsorily required to be filed if it is more than 2 crore. When we take a concept of aggregate turnover in GST, we all know that aggregate turnover is being calculated on the basis of PAN, permanent account number. So Bimal Jain having one permanent account number, Bimal Jain and Company Limited. I may have 5 registration. So to create an example, I'm having 2 registration in Delhi, 2 separate registration in Delhi. I have taken 2 separate registration because of different business vertical within the same state. And 3 separate registration in 3 different states. So I'm having 5 separate GS TIN number. 5 separate GS TIN number. So let's assume my aggregate turnover is more than 2 crore, then GSTR-9 is compulsory, right? But my question to all of you is, do I require to file only one GSTR-9 or 5 annual return per GST registration wise? So write 1 or 5. 1 or 5, your answer should be like that. So very well done. So everyone, Priyanka and everyone is giving all right answer, 5. Well done, well done. There's another concept called GSTR-9C, which is reconciliation statement. Earlier, it was audited by a practicing chartered accountant or cost accountant, but now it is self-certified. So registered person need to self-certify this reconciliation statement. GSTR-9C, and this is supposed to be filed for 21-22 only when aggregate annual turnover is more than 5 crore in 21-22. In 21-22. So let me ask question in a reverse way. My turnover is, let's say, 4.5 crore. I'm supposed to file GSTR-9 for my 5 separate GST number. Do I require to file GSTR-9C for 21-22 when my aggregate annual turnover is only 4.5 crore? Say yes and no. Very well done. Not required. Only when it is more than 5 crore. I asked this question, but again I'm asking you for the sake of clarity. We all answered that we need to file 5 GSTR-9 per registration rights. Do I require to file 5 GSTR-9C if my aggregate annual turnover is more than 5 crore per registration by? Say yes and no. Say yes and no. It is yes. Somebody has said, 1 or 2 guys says no, but it is yes. Per registration wise. Per registration. Now one question to all of you. For Delhi, I have taken 2 separate registration, right? And 3 different state, 3 separate registration, total 5. Even for Delhi, when I'm having 2 separate registration, I need to file separately for 2. When I'm referring only Delhi state, say yes and no. Yes, yes. So all clarity is there. Perfect. All right. Now, next question to all of you. What is and when for filing GSTR-9, what need to be taken care of? For filing GSTR-9, you must ensure your GSTR-1 and 3B is being filed for the financial year 21-22. Then only your GSTR-9 get enabled. And for filing 9C, it is GSTR-1, 3B, and GSTR-9. Only when you file all these 3, then only 9C get enabled. 9C get enabled. So Pavuni is saying, sir, if turnover is less than 2 crore per registration, Pavuni, only I said aggregate annual turnover. It is calculated on PAN basis. So Pavuni, let's say you got 5 registration. In all 5 registration, it is 40 lakh, 40 lakh, 40 lakh, 40 lakh, and one state is, let's say, 30 lakh. So maybe 1.9 lakh, less than 2 crore. So total aggregate turnover is 1.9 crore, aggregate total. Need not required. But if it is 40, 40, 40, 40, 1.6, and one registration is 50 lakh, it becomes 2.1 crore, aggregate total. Once it crosses 2 crore, then we have to file GSTR-9. And please help me out. We need to give the answer. In such cases, even though per registration 40 lakh, 4 registration, only last registration 50 lakh, total is 2.1 crore. Do we require to file GSTR-9 for all 5 registrations? Say yes. Okay, Pabuni, you can see the chat box. It is saying yes, and that is the answer. All right. Having said that, next question. What is the late fees if you don't file GSTR-9 annual return? If you don't file, what is the late fees? As per section 47, it is 100 rupees per day, subject to maximum of 0.25% of turnover in the respective state or union territory. It is coming from CGST. So similar provision would be under SGST as well. So total of 200 rupees per day, subject to maximum of 0.5%. 0.25 CGST, 0.25 SGST of turnover of particular state or UT. This is the late fees provision. So hope up till now, everything is clear to all of you. Now let's look at GSTR-9. GSTR-9 is divided into 6 parts. And there are 19 tables, 19 tables. And these tables are very, very important. We have to really understand. Today, I will get you prepared. You have to devote yourself. You have to be dedicated with my communication. So GSTR-9, once again, divided into 6 parts and 19 tables. Starting with the table 1, financial year 21-22, table 2, GST number, table 3, trade name, legal name. Actually, table 4 is the important one. So for preparation of 9 and 9C, there are 3 important components of GST need to be prepared reconciled and properly checked and verified. One is called outward supply and one is called ITC and third one is called taxes paid. So table 4 of GSTR-9 is talking about any advance or outward supply or any inward supply on which you as a registered person liable to pay under reverse charge as a recipient. So any advance, outward supply and any inward supply on which tax is payable for 21-22 and you're showing the transaction in 21-22 GSTR-1 and 3B on which tax is payable, it is the part of table 4. So let me again say and repeat, if it's transaction of 21-22 shown in 21-22 GSTR-1 on which tax is payable and tax is payable on advance against supply of goods. Please tell me whether GST leviable. Say yes and no. Advance against supply of goods. GST not leviable. But advance against supply of services, leviable. Outward supply may be B2B, B2C, intra, inter, GST leviable. Inward supplies, you are liable to pay under reverse charge. You're a registered person, you're liable to pay under reverse charge. So that need to be captured. So transaction of 21-22, furnished in 21-22, need to be mentioned in table number 4. And any advance, outward supply and inward supply on which tax is not payable, of 21-22 and shown in 21-22 need to be mentioned in table 5. So let me take one test. When you're exporting, export of goods without payment of taxes under LUT, is it item of table 4 or table 5? Say 4 or 5. Please tell me in a chat box. 4 or 5? Table of 5. Perfect, perfect. So everyone is aligned with me. This is pertaining to my outward supply, advance, inward supply, where liability tax is payable and tax is not payable. Only thing which you must remember, 21-22 transaction shown in 21-22 is relevant for table 4 when tax is payable, table 5 when tax is not payable. Coming to now ITC, input tax credit. Table 6. So GST input tax credit of 21-22. So there's Lokesh Mathuri. Lokesh is asking one question, relevant one. That's the reason I'm picking up here. Advance receipt for export of services. Advance receipt for export of services. Should I show in table 4 or 5? It is all dependent when you are choosing the option of LUT versus IGST. LUT versus IGST. Am I right? If you are choosing the option of payment of IGST, okay, there's one guy, Indu, and correctly mentioned LUT without payment, table 5, with payment, table 4. Okay, now Lokesh is saying auto-populated in table 4, but LUT. There's a region, Lokesh. For calculation of export of service, there is a formula, Lokesh. And because of that formula, advance is not being considered as export of services. For that reason, it is getting auto-populated. Let's pause. I will pick up the question answer session. I will pick up the question answer session little later. Allow me, otherwise this, momentum will go away. I'm just requesting each one of you, you may have your question, just park for the time being so that I continue with my momentum. Question answer session, you can ask any question. Am I okay? Please say yes so that no disturbance during deliberation. I will take your question, my promise to all of you. Okay, all right, perfect. So come to GST input tax credit of 21-22 availed in 21-22 table 6, and we avail credit in GSTR-3B. We all know about it, and that gets auto populated in table 6A. Now you reverse GST input tax credit because of rule 37. So reversal because you haven't paid within 180 days from date of invoice. Rule 39, ISD credit for either or region. Rule 42, reversal of common credit on input and input services. Rule 43, reversal of common credit on capital goods. So reversal of 21-22 shown in 21-22 plus ineligible credit which you are reversing pertaining to 21-22 and reversing in 21-22 to be shown in table 7 of GSTR-9. Table 8 is nothing but a reconciliation of ITC pertaining to GSTR-2A. I will come to that point. So table 8 is pertaining to ITC reconciliation with respect to GSTR-2A. Now here I have some question which I will discuss little later. Just let me apprise you for the content of GSTR-9. Table 9 is the tax payable and tax paid of 21-22 in 21-22. Now comes a situation. A outward supply whereby you are raising debit note or you are passing adjustment entry pertaining to your outward supply of 21-22, but in the period April 2022 to October 2022, but furnished till 30th November 2022. That is what the form talking about. So wherever your outward supply creating your outward liability incremental of 21-22 by way of an adjustment or debit note shown in April 2022 to October 2022 till 30th November. I will discuss this part also little later. Just go all along with me. Incremental plus liability, table 10. If it is decreasing the liability of 21-22, but by way of adjustment or credit note, table 11. So those who are writing the answer in a chat box, they go all along with me, table 11. Table 12 talks about ITC reversal of 21-22, but shown in a period of April 22 to October 22, but till 30th November. Table 12. Shall I repeat or it is okay? Please tell me, say yes in a chat box, you got it. Is it okay? I'm repeating again. ITC of 21-22, you were supposed to reverse and you could not reverse in 21-22. You are reversing only in a period April 2022 to October 2022 till 30th November, then that will be table 12. That is what I said. Abhishek, table 11 was when your liability outward supply gets reduced. Am I clear to all? Say yes in a chat box. Say yes in a chat box. Okay. And table 13 talks about ITC pertaining to 21-22. You could not avail in 21-22. You avail only in April 2022 to October 2022 till 30th November. That to be shown in table 13. Table 13. Hope I'm clear. Hope I'm clear to all of you. All right. Yes. Okay. So table 14 comes out any differential liability because of table 10 and 11, and you pay table 14. I will show you this table. I will definitely show you this table. At the end, I will give you the glance which table is mandatory, which optional. You just go along with me. I really want Sandeep. Okay. Aswini. Okay, listen. Listen very carefully. Listen very carefully. Table 12, again I'm telling you, table 12 is ITC reversal. 21-22. Acha, let's go with me. Let's go with me. Certain ITC which you were supposed to reverse. You were supposed to reverse. Pertaining to 21-22. Now you just Praful, don't copy paste. Praful, don't copy paste. There are audience from Pan India. Please try. By copy pasting will not work. I'm trying to make it comfortable in a easy layman language. Please go all along with me. Listen very carefully. Now listen. What I'm telling you, ITC of 21-22, you need to reverse for either or region, rule 37, rule 39, rule 42, rule 43. If you have reverse in 21-22, which table is relevant? Say now table. 21-22 ITC need to be reversed in 21-22. Table 7. Table 7. 21-22 की क्रेडिट रिवर्स करनी थी और 21-22 में रिवर्स कर दी table 7. But if it is of 21-22, but you are reversing in a period April 22 to October 22, up to 30th November, which table you are going to show this figure? Table 12. Yes, that is what I said. Come to table 13 now. ITC of 21-22, you avail in 21-22. Which table it will go? Tell me. 21-22 की क्रेडिट 21-22 में आपने अवेल्ड की, किस टेबल में जाएगा? टेबल 6. टेबल 6. Now credit of 21-22 you could not avail in 21-22. You are availing in April 22 to October 2022 till 30th November. Which table? Table 13. That is what I said. Okay, all right. Hope clear. All right. Now table 14. So any differential liability comes because of table 10, incremental liability for adjustment and debit note in outward supply, and table 11 where decrease the liability. It is to be shown in table 14. Table 14. Okay. Yes, Rahul, you are right. Table 13 will have reference of table 8C as well. All right. I will do it. Just go all along with me. Just go all along with me. Abhishek, I will touch base. पहले मेरे साथ चलिए आप लोग. Table 15 is details of your demand and refund, which is optional. Table 16, procurement from composition dealer, deemed supply because of job work. And last is goods sent on approval basis. Table 16, optional. Table 17 is HSN on outward supply, compulsory, mandatory for 21-22. And as you know, that registered person having aggregate turnover up to 5 crore, he need to compulsorily mention 4-digit HSN code for B2B supply. Table 12 of GSTR-1 will help. And if this aggregate turnover is more than 5 crore, then compulsorily mentioning of 6-digit HSN code need to be picked up. All right. 6-digit. Perfect. Then table 18, HSN of inward supply, purchase which is coming out. It is optional, need not required, optional. And table 19 is late fees payable and paid. This is GSTR-9. Now I'm going to, at the end, I'm going to show you 10 minutes I will take for showing the table, and optional, mandatory, everything I will show you. I will. Sagar, just wait, I will. First, you all go with me. Then I will show you. Okay. All the questions, just pause for the time being. I could see that some of the questions are there in a chat box. I will give you my answer. Don't worry about. Allow me some time because my subsequent deliberation may have answer pertaining to that. So allow me so that, okay. So Siva is saying table 19 is not there in the offline utility. This is the operational issue. Okay, listen now. I understand. That is what I could see. Listen. I'm going to discuss some of the issues which we are finding frequent one while preparation of 9 and 9C, and which I'm going to discuss here today. One is outward supply, one is ITC. So now you have to apply your mind. I've given you the screenshot overview of GSTR-9, 6 part and 19 tables. Now listen very carefully. I will give you answer. Listen very carefully. Very carefully. We have 3 important documents for reconciliation and preparation purpose. One is our own books of accounts. One is GSTR-1 for outward supply. And one is GSTR-3B for outward supply and corresponding taxes payable and paid. So you need to prepare the reconciliation books versus GSTR-1 versus GSTR-3B. For sake of an example, if books is outward supply 100 rupees, one is 100 rupees, GSTR-1, and 3B is again 100 rupees, then no problem, it reconciled. Problem comes, and that's we are going to discuss today. And start, you need to answer in a chat box. I'm starting. Yes, Susil, I'm aware of. On online it is coming, but offline it is not coming, table 19. Susil, I will request each one of you, please go with me so that you get maximum of it. Question answer we can do in a question answer session. Listen to me and go with me, my request to all of you. Now, listen very, very carefully. Let's say 100 rupees is my book turnover. 100 rupees is my book turnover, book as per books of accounts. 80 rupees turnover I've shown 21-22 turnover I've shown in 21-22 on which tax is payable. Tell me the table now, which table it will go quickly so that you know we have quick glance. Table 4. And balance 20 rupees I'm showing in April 22 to October 22. Which table it will go? It is increasing my liability. 10, table 10. Those who are making mistake, please correct. Okay. Let me do now reversal part. 100 is my book turnover. 120 I've shown in my GSTR-1 in 21-22. So this 120 should have gone in table. Which table? Tell me. Sound quickly. Which table? Book turnover is 100, but 120 wrongly I have mentioned in my GSTR-1 in 21-22 table 4. So then I give an credit note, adjustment entry for 20 rupees, reducing my outward supply in April 22 to October 22 till 30th November. Which table? Table 11. Perfect. Oh, very good. One part is over. Next exam. Let's say my book turnover is 100. Let's assume. My GSTR-1 I've shown 80. So table 4 is auto-populated with 80. And GSTR-3B, I paid the taxes on 100 rupees, which is table 9. So I paid the taxes on 100 rupees, 21-22 in 21-22. But I'm showing only 80 rupees in my GSTR-1 in 21-22. Tell me now, under which table this 20 rupees differential on which you have paid the taxes you will put in? This 20 rupees, please. Table 10. Listen again. Okay. Go. Listen very carefully. If you all pause, then I can. Listen. Pause and listen carefully. My GSTR-1 data of 21-22, listen very carefully. Prateek, anyone should not write anything in a comment box till the time I asked. Otherwise, maja nahi aayega. If you want to really enjoy, go with me. Then only we can enjoy. Listen. 21-22, book turnover 100 rupees, right? GSTR-1, you have shown 80 rupees. 3B, 21-22, you have shown at 100 rupees. So you have discharged correct liability in table 9. Tax payable, which is getting auto-populated because of GSTR-1, will not match because you have shown 80 rupees. So 20 rupees difference is lying there. I only asked to all of you, what are the options we can do it, right? Can I really amend table 4 where 80 rupees is coming and make it 100 so that it matches with table 9? Okay. Now it's going fine. See, when we start jumping here and there, it will not work. So we have to be very, very careful. Okay. So all of you agree now? All right, perfect. That is what I wanted. So you have to go all along with me. All right, perfect. Now listen very carefully. Second case study, and which is frequently happening. Yes. All right. Second case study. We have seen sometime we pay wrong taxes. let's assume my book turnover 100. ध्यान से सुनना है, तभी मजा आएगा, तभी आप लोग सॉल्व भी कर पाएंगे. 100 rupees book turnover. GSTR-1 you have shown correctly intra-state. आपकी intra-state supply थी CGST and SGST. So table 4 is auto-populated with CGST and SGST liability. But you have wrongly paid through your GSTR-3B. You have paid under IGST head. Under IGST head. So it's a wrong payment of taxes, right? Listen very carefully how to correct it. Your liability was intrastate, C plus S. It is auto-populated in table 4 also. It is coming as a tax payable in table 9 also. But you paid as a IGST. So what is the way forward? What is the way forward? Way forward number 1. Way forward number 1. You pay CGST and SGST, which is correct taxes need to be paid through DRC 03. And whatever IGST excess you have paid, which was wrongly paid by you, you should go for refund. You should go for refund. You first tell me in a chat box, have you understood it? Say yes in a chat box. This part is over so that it matches, reconciles. Say yes in a chat box. Okay, yes. All right, perfect, perfect. My corresponding question. So maybe IGST you have paid in 21-22, which was wrongly paid by you. But you have to pay correct taxes C and S, which you are making payment, let's say in October 2022. So when you're paying C and S pertaining to 21-22, whether interest is leviable, next question, whether interest is leviable, say yes and no in a chat box. Whether interest is leviable, yes and no, please. No interest, no interest. Section 77 of CGST Act, read by Section 19 of IGST Act, no interest. And Lakshmi Kant Pasari correctly saying circular and giving the reference circular number 162. So you will pay CGST, SGST with no interest. Now it comes IGST, refund. So you can claim the refund. Just remove your, let's say we are not talking about 21-22. Let's assume I'm not talking about 21-22. Had it been transaction of 18-19, so you will correctly pay C and S today and no interest. For IGST, which you paid, now you're claiming refund and 2 years limitation gone. Whether refund would be permissible, please tell me. Whether refund would be permissible. Gaurav has given the answer. Refund is permissible. Refund is permissible. It is from the date when you pay the correct taxes. So 2 years from the date you pay the correct taxes. So it is not barred by limitation. All right, Rajesh has said, Lakshmikant has said, hope I'm clear. Please say yes in a chat box. Have you understood it? Say yes so that I will move to next. Say yes fast. You have to be faster. Within time, we have to complete it. Okay. All right. Many of you have said yes. Now next problem. Next problem. Listen very carefully. यहाँ मुझे आपका ध्यान पूरा चाहिए. पूरा ध्यान चाहिए. Listen. We have seen in the trade, we used to make mistake. बहुत mistake होती थी हमसे. We used to make a lot of mistake. As a supplier, let's say I'm a supplier, you all are my buyer. You all are my buyer. And very interesting point which we have not discussed anywhere. First time you'd be listening this point. First time. So privilege point I'm going to pass on to all of you. I'm a supplier, right? मेरे से mistake हो गई. I did the mistake. B2B supply I have shown as a B2C. B2C. It will not be auto-populated in your GSTR 2A. I have wrongly furnished GSTN number. Instead of your number, I have furnished the GSTN number of your neighbor. It is not going to be auto-populated in your 2A. In your 2A, right? Intra-state supply, but wrongly furnished as an interstate, it will come in 2A, but ineligible, right? So these are the challenges. Being supplier, I can rectify my any omission and error. Listen very carefully. आप लोग fast chat box में don't put in till the time I ask. This supplier who did the mistake, he need to amend his GSTR-1. Am I right? And time period given to me as per new Finance Act 2022 is 30th November. 30th November, right? 30th November, right? Now, all of you listen very carefully. All of you listen very carefully. To me, looks like this is not 30th November. You all are my buyer, right? You all are my recipient, right? For October 2022 return GSTR-1, I'm going to file, if I am a monthly filer, by 11th of November. 11th of November. If my turnover is less than 5 crore, then by 13th of November. And which gets auto-populated for you in GSTR-2B by 14th of November. Say yes, at least the part you understood it. Say yes, so that I will give you my flavor. Yes, right? So listen this answer on two count. If October month return, which is due on 11th of November, अगर आपने 12 नवंबर को फाइल किया, normal scenario. So October GSTR-1 due by 11th November, you're filing on 12th November, 13th November, 14th November, till 30th allowed, right? But is it going to be auto-populated in your GSTR-2B? Please tell me for the October month. Please tell me. नहीं आएगा. No, it will not come. So for availing credit as a buyer, for you as a buyer, you need to satisfy this condition also. From 1st January 2022, there's the condition that this credit must be matched with GSTR-2B. Am I right? Please tell me. Am I right? Say yes or no. Am I right? So what happened? So even for the amendment, I need to get it done. By due date, 11th November. अगर नहीं किया, असुनी कितनी. I hope everyone has understood it. Say yes in a chat box. Except 2B में नहीं आएगा, but 2A में आएगा. Somebody is saying 2A में आएगा. Somebody was saying 2A में आएगा. But 2A is the condition. 2A is not the condition. Under section 16, subsection 2, fifth condition got introduced from 1st January 2022. It must be matched with GSTR-2B, not with GSTR-2A. Please, समझ में आया आप लोगों को? Please बताइए. So 2A is irrelevant. Okay. अब आप लोग को समझ में आ गई मेरी बात. Now I'm very happy that you all got it. अब ये टेबल 8A जो GSTR-2A से मैच करते हैं, टेबल 8A of GSTR-9, right? And they are matching with GSTR-2A. What is the relevance of this? Bekar, useless. Please tell me, समझ में आई मेरी बात आपको? Say yes and no. Have you got it? Table 8A of GSTR-9 auto-populated with GSTR-2A. 2A is no relevance. Is there any relevance for that? So this reconciliation is... So Bimal Jain is saying, replace this GSTR-2B. Harsat, once again, listen very carefully. We need to have 2B reconciliation rather than 2A reconciliation, because 2B is the condition within the provision. It should match. I hope I'm clear. Please tell me. पहले आप लोग yes बताइए तो थोड़ी मेरी help हो जाएगी. Okay. All right. Yes. Very clear. So in all probability, your supplier should have amended by October 2022 GSTR-1 filed by due date, which is 11th of November. Please, am I clear? Say yes. आप लोग को मेरी बात समझ में आ गई? Please. Otherwise, so this is the value addition. Right? Now let me tell you another judgment, legal judgment. आज हम लोग जाएंगे नहीं. आज अगर 2 घंटे भी हो गए ना तो हम जाएंगे नहीं. Are we all ready? If it is extending beyond 6 o'clock, we will not go. We will get it cleared, everything. Okay. So listen very carefully now. The one judgment came from Jharkhand High Court for amending GSTR-1 beyond the due date. So very interesting. On same point. The issue before Jharkhand High Court in the case of Mahalakshmi Infra Contract Private Limited was, can GSTR-1 be amended beyond the specified due date? And what happened in this case, you know? Let me tell you. And it's a good judgment in favor of a taxpayer. There was a transaction of January 2019. Listen very carefully. First, my request to all of you, don't put your comment in chat box, Hardik like typing it. So please allow me, go with my momentum so that you will find it a relevant and interesting one. My request, only my humble submission and request. Okay, listen very carefully. It was transaction of January 2019. Invoice was raised in January 2019. Shown in March 2019. If we go with the provision of section 37 subsection 3 for amending GSTR-1, that time it was till September of next financial year. So September 2019 was the due date. He could not amend the same. Supplier could not amend the same. In June 2021, buyer, recipient, you saw the transaction, it is not coming in your two-way. You stop my payment, supplier's payment, saying that no, it is not coming in two-way, I will not release the payment. You get your GSTR-1 amended of 1819. For that due date was September 2019, during that provision, which is now 30th November. This supplier has gone to the department, said, sir, let me amend my GSTR-1. Department says we can't do anything. You have to do by due date only. Before Jharkhand High Court, there was an argument, and this argument still holding good. Believe me, still holding good. What argument is placed by this petitioner H, Milord? When GST got introduced, it was on automated GST return system, 37, 38, 39, 42, 43, 43A, section CGST Act. Supplier will file GSTR-1, gets auto-populated for you in two-way. You can add, modify, and delete if any transaction wrong furnished by the supplier while filing GSTR-2 by 15th of next month. If you do add, modify and delete, it will be auto-populated for supplier in GSTR-9A. I will come to know that I have made some mistake. So let's say if there was mistake and which you are modifying it by filing GSTR-2, supplier will come to know through GSTR-9A, which either I will accept or reject while filing GSTR-3. This was automated GST return system, but it was never got introduced. And this was a pleading before the court, my lord, even though there is due date, but automated GST return system for ITC matching and mismatching was never got implemented. So how this due date is relevant to one? I should be allowed. And it's a revenue neutral transaction because supplier has paid the taxes. Buyer could not take credit because it was not coming in two ways. So after availing credit, they have reversed the credit. And they have withhold the amount from the supplier. Pleaded before the court, my lord's recipient has initially availed and reversed as not coming in two-way and not coming in two-way. So this amendment should be allowed. And that is what Jharkhand High Court has said, being a revenue neutral transaction. Since automated GST return system was never implemented, which was envisaged, then this petitioner should be allowed to amend GSTR-1 even beyond due date. Telangana High Court is saying, no, it can't be done. They have followed Bharti Airtel judgment. And in Bharti Airtel judgment, they have said that any amendment cannot be done beyond due date. To summarize the thing, what is the way forward now? You know, from 1st October 2022, sequential filing of GST return system has come. So your credit is dependent on the supplier. So unless supplier correctly file the return, you will not be given credit. I'm asking one question. You tell me, if it is a B2B supply and I have wrongly furnished as a B2C and don't amend the same, don't rectify the same by due date, it is not going to be auto-populated in GSTR-2B. Can you take credit? Say yes and no. Can you take credit? Please tell me, can you take credit? You can't. You can't take credit. So thereby, it is very much important your suppliers should be tax compliant. I got another video on my YouTube channel, which you can watch. YouTube channel. Sequential filing of GST return. Rule 59, sub-rule 6. Section 37. Section 39. And that is there. Am I clear to all of you? So let me conclude now. Any mistake by the supplier, if that is not being rectified by the due date, though the section 37 saying 30th November, but there is another provision which is saying it should be matched with the GSTR-2B. So GSTR-1 for the October month, October 2022, must be filed by due date of 11th November. So this 30th November is of no relevance. Do you all agree with me or not? Say yes and no. Please say yes and no in a chat box. All right, thank you. All right, so this was a new point. I'm sure ye wali baat up to date gayi. Someone is saying up to date gayi. Okay. Now, come to the ITC part. Input tax. Vinod Gupta, yahi to abhi maine kaha. If 11th is a due date and you are filing on 12th November, आपके 2B में ऑटो पॉपुलेट नहीं होगी. Hence, there is a rider, and that is the point I made to all of you. Am I right? Please, once again, Binod Gupta ne kaha, if GSTR-1 is late filed beyond due date, कुछ नहीं होगा sir, कुछ नहीं हो सकता. So hope clear. Listen now, listen now. Come on ITC now. फिर से test and फिर से we will do lot of analysis. Please listen. 21-22 credit shown in 21-22. Which table it will go? And credit is taken in GSTR-3B. Which table it will go? Table 6. Table 6. Perfect. You were supposed to reverse some credit because of Rule 37. Beyond 180 days. Rule 39. ISD credit. Rule 42, 43, reversal of common credit. Reversal of 21-22 shown in 21-22. Which table? Table 7. Table 7. Perfect. Now, credit of 21-22 availed in April 22 to October 2022 till 30th November. Time limit to avail credit. Which table? Table 13. Table 13. And table 8C will match. Table 8C will match. So 8C and table 13. Hope I'm clear. Hope I'm clear. Okay, next. Reversal of 21-22. You're doing in a period April 22 to October 22 till 30th November. Table 12. Table 12. All right. Chaliye. So this part is over. This part is over. Okay. All right. Listen now carefully. Listen now. Carefully listen now. And this is very, very interesting and important. Somebody was asking me, those who are quarterly return filer, QRMP, quarterly return, they got invoice furnishing facility up to 50 lakh. And date is 30th November for the October month. That will govern like that. Leave that part. Come to the ITC part, which is important. My was intra-state cell, CGST and SGST. I have correctly shown in my GSTR-1 intra-state, CGST, SGST, which is also auto-populated for you in your 2A, CGST and SGST. But you may have availed in a wrong bucket, IGST. So you availed in a wrong bucket. You should have availed in the CGST and SGST. So what to be done? What to be done? Listen very carefully, then say in a chat box. First, listen to me very carefully. My table 6A going to be auto-populated with GSTR-3B. Go slow and listen very carefully. Go slow and listen carefully. My table 6A getting auto-populated from 3B and it is CGST and SGST. Say yes. Say yes in it. So you all are saying yes, but just one correction. You have taken in a wrong head IGST. So C or S में तो आएगा नहीं ना. It will come under IGST. It will come under IGST. So auto-populated as a IGST in table 6. Okay. Perfect. All right. When you go to table 8A, which is auto-populated from GSTR-2A, it is C and S. It is C and S, right? So mismatch. So what to be done? What to be done? Two option. Option number one, table 6B is the correction because I taken credit under IGST head, which is incorrect. So I need to reverse this IGST and take under CGST and SGST. So one option could be I can do one manual correction. Listen very carefully. In table 6B, I will do minus IGST, which was wrongly availed, and plus C plus S. And with this, my table 8B will get matched with table 8A, which is coming from 2A. Say yes and no. Have you understood it? पहले एक चीज मुझे बताइए possible. पहले one option. Okay. All right. I'm again repeating. Bharat is saying, sir, फिर से please repeat. I said table 6B minus IGST plus C plus S, table 6B, and figure will move from 6B to table 8B, which will match with table 8A C plus S coming from 2A. मैंने इतना ही कहा. Am I clear to all? Am I clear to all? All right. Mohit, your 3B credit auto-populated in table 6A. So it is all 3B which is governed 3B. Listen very carefully. All right. This is one option. Another option, you reverse in table 7H. IGST credit wrongly taken and then avail. That is the procedure. Am I clear to all? Please say yes and no. Am I clear to all? Another option could be reverse IGST and avail. And avail in which table? Table 6B. Table 6B. It is open to you when you are filing GSTR-9. Okay. Am I clear? Say yes in a chat box. एक बार yes बोलिए जिससे मैं आगे बढ़ूंगा. Okay. All right. Okay. Up now listen. Okay. Listen. When you are correcting in GSTR-9 minus IGST plus C plus S, in the October month 3B also you should correct. In the October month 3B you should also correct, because 9s you can't avail credit. Credit availment is GSTR-3B. So this correction you should do in GSTR-9 for filing of annual return of 21-22, but correction you should do in GSTR-3B of October 2022. Please, अब बताइए आपको समझ में आई? Please say yes in a chat box. Have you got it? अब आपने कहा कि सर 3B मैंने 20 नवंबर को भर दी. No, option gone. So table Nihal is right, then table 12 and 13 will come into the picture. But that is what I suggested to all of you. Now this is gone. 3B is gone. If 3B is open, now listen this part. For 3B availment, time limit is 30th November. For 3B availment. So supplier filed one by due date 11th November, auto-populated on 14th November for you guys. You may file your 3B on 20 or 22nd or 24th, depending on the specified state, or till 30th November. For you is 30th November to avail. provided it is auto-populated on 14 November. That is how we have to cross-check and match. Please tell me, am I clear? Tejas, I will take your query. Sarad, I will take your query, but you should all go along with me. Am I clear? Am I clear? Okay, okay. Now let's take next part on ITC, on ITC. Book credit is 100. Book credit is 100. Listen, maybe 20-25 minutes maximum, 20-25 minutes. Listen very carefully. Book credit 100, 3B is 80 rupees and 2A is 100 rupees. So there's a mismatch with 2A. You have taken less credit. Then you should try to work out why you have taken less credit. Was it eligible for you, which you have not availed? So this is the time. If you have already filed 3B of October month, by 20th November, then option gone. Then department will say you have not availed. So this is what the problem will come. So yes, I do agree, practical problem. Another situation, 100 rupees book credit, 3B 100 rupees, but 2A is showing 80 rupees. So you have availed excess credit. Excess credit. So you have to cross check. Now it should be matched with GSTR-2B. If it is not matching with GSTR-2B, then it is subject to reversal. Subject to reversal. So you have to do such reconciliation. Then only it will work. So reconciliation need to be prepared at your end. Last, RCM, reverse charge. Yes. Now, Nehal, I will take 2-3 queries pertaining to that. Go with me. RCM liability. RCM of 21-22 and maybe RCM of preceding financial year, 18-19, 19-20, any. Today, I want to clarify one thing to all of you. And you should really take a note of it. Important one. Let's say it is 18-19 RCM liability, 1st January 2019, advocate raising invoice to you for 10 lakh rupees to you, 1st January 2019, pertaining to 18-19. As a buyer, as a recipient, you haven't paid. You haven't paid. I'm unregistered. I'm not registered in GST. I'm not registered in GST. 18-19, 1st January 2019. You were supposed to pay RCM liability of 18-19. You have not paid any amount to me. You have not paid 10 lakh rupees to me. My first question to all of you. You haven't paid any amount to me, still you are liable for RCM, say yes and no. Say yes and no. You're still liable to pay RCM. Still liable to pay RCM. Today on 24th November 2022, we are discussing this transaction. What is your POT? By when you should have paid your RCM liability? Please tell me. What should have been your POT, point of taxation? By when you should have paid the liability? It is earliest of 2, date of payment, which is not the case, and date following the end of 60 days from the date of invoice. So 1st March 2019 is the POT. You will pay RCM liability. Arising. So 24th November 2022 we are standing. RCM is payable and it should be paid in cash. Cash. Question is, can I pay now and avail credit? Tell me, can I pay now and avail credit? Say yes and no. Can I pay now? Yes, possible. I will raise the self-invoice. So buyer going to raise the self-invoice under section 31, subsection 3, clause F, dated today, today, 24th November. 24th November. And Rule 36B says that this self-invoice is the credit document for you, provided you pay the liability. So once you pay RCM liability in cash, along with interest, because it is due on 1st March 2019. So you will pay interest. And what is the rate of interest? 18% or 24%? 18% or 24%? 18%. And that to be paid in cash. That to be paid in cash. So meaning thereby, you can avail credit on the basis of self-invoice, provided you pay the liability in cash along with interest at the rate of 18% per annum. So credit is available. So 18-19 liability paid in 22-23, simple question, but you can answer. Do I require to show in GSTR-9 of 18-19, which I'm paying in 22-23? Say yes and no. No. It will be shown in 22-23. 22-23. It will be shown in 22-23. Perfect. So there's a press release on 3rd July 2019, correctly said. This is saying RCM liability, whenever you are paying in that respective financial year, you should show the transaction. Perfect. You all got it. Now one disclaimer. This all transaction you'd be doing in the current month GSTR-3B, RCM of 18-19 paid in 22-23. You will do everything in November 2022 return. You will show the liability in table 3 and take the credit in table 4A. Interest, along with interest. It was from unregistered supplier. Had it been registered supplier, subject to RCM, so I'm registered, but RCM liability for you. You will pay under RCM. I've raised the invoice on 1st January 2019. Can you take credit now? Please tell me yes and no. That's what I'm asking, Deepa. You can't. If it is registered supplier, then you can't avail credit because he has raised the invoice shown in his GSTR-1 of that particular January 2019. His invoice is the relevant document for availing credit under section 16, subsection 4. So no chance. So am I clear? But I will not say disputed, but this is how the provision all about. All right. So this is also we have discussed pertaining to ITC, input tax credit. All right. So import of services. Perfect. Now allow me a few minutes. I will show you GSTR-9 and 9C, which table is mandatory, which table is optional, and then we will start question answer session. Allow me. Hasini, are you there? Hasini? Okay, might be she has gone somewhere. I want to share one document with all of you. Just allow me. Just a minute. Okay. Just give me 1 minute only, 1 minute. I want to share one document and so that you all can see. Allow me a minute only. Let me check where is she. Hasini, are you there? Hasini, I need your help. Can you just, tell me? I want to share my document with all the participants. How can I show that? I want to present one document from my desktop. Hasini, can you help me out? Can you open your window and let me know, Hasini? Okay, until then, she's coming back. Screen share button. Screen share button is on which site? Okay, all right. Okay. Whether my Excel is visible to all? Whether my Excel is visible to all? Say yes. Okay. So please have a look at. This is what the table I've created and which will help you to all of you to understand. I'm going a little slow so that you can all understand. It is GSTR-9 annual return. And I created that what is mandatory and compulsorily to be shown in GSTR-9 table wise. So table 4A, you know that start from table 4. So table 4A, supplies made to unregistered person, mandatory to be shown. And where from you can pick up this transaction, table 5 and table 7 of GSTR1. This template would be available with all of you, those who are attending today. It will be available to all of you, but still I'm explaining. And then this handout will be given to all of you. Table 4B, which is B2B transaction, compulsorily need to be shown. Table 4C, which is export with payment, IGST, except supplies to SEZ unit. Mandatory, you have to show it compulsory for 21-22. Table 4D, supply of SEZ on payment of tax, compulsory. Deemed export to UOU, EPCG, mandatory, on which tax is payable. This table pertaining to tax is payable. Table 4F, advances, and that is only for services, compulsory. Inward supply subject to RCM, mandatory. Then this table 4I, J, K, and L. It was all amendment, debit note, credit note amendment, which was optional till 2021, but now it is made mandatory. It is made mandatory. So this is what 21-22 you have to be careful about. Then come to table 5, on which tax is not payable. So zero rated supply export without payment of tax under LUT, compulsorily. And which table going to help? Table 6A of GSTR1, supply to SEZ unit without payment, compulsory. Table 6B of GSTR1, supplies on which tax is to be paid by recipient on reverse charge. So this is mandatory, but I find a lot of confusion in the mind of, tax professional. Let me ask this question to all of you. This is your outward supply. I'm a supplier. It is my outward supply on which I will not pay tax. It's you who will pay tax, recipient. That need to be shown. Am I clear? Say yes in a chat box at least. Say yes in a chat box that you got it. Okay. Perfect. Then you got table 5D, exempted, nil rated, and non-GST supply. Non-GST supply, which includes no supply even. So what you have to do, and from 21-22 perspective, it is now non-GST, which includes no supply, compulsorily to be shown. And this exempted and nil rated, if you can bifurcate the same, okay. If it is not, it can be shown under exempted row. That is for 21-22. So any credit note, debit note, adjustment, amendment, they are saying the registered person shall have an option to fill, option to fill 5A to table 5F net of debit note in case there is any difficulty in reporting such details separately in this table. So this option is available. Then this table finishes here. So outward supply part I have explained. So say yes in a chat box, it is clear. I will provide this handout to each one of you. Say yes in a chat box that this part is clear, then I will move to ITC part. Am I right? So there's someone said, okay, no tax column. Bino, there's no, table 5 is relevant when there's no taxes payable. Okay. Come to table 6, 7 and 8 pertaining to ITC of GSTR-9 and see carefully. Table 6A getting auto-populated from 3B. Table 4A, somebody asked me in a chat box, sir, book se aata hai kya? Book se nahi, it is 3B. It is coming from GSTR 3B, table 4A, auto-populated. Table 6B, which is inward supplies, other than import and inward supplies liable to reverse charge, but includes services received from SEZ, mandatory. And table 6C and table 6D, mandatory from 21-22. And what is the position which is being clarified? The registered person shall report breakup of input tax credit as capital goods and have an option either to report breakup of remaining amount as input and input services, or they may show entire amount under input. So at maximum, it could be input and capital goods. So input will have input and input services for 21-22 and capital goods separately. You got then import of goods including supplies from SEZ, compulsory. Import of services excluding inward supply from SEZ, mandatory. Input tax credit received from ISD, mandatory. So these mandatory column you need to compulsorily fill up. So this template I will provide you, which you will get for your preparation of 9 and 9C. Now details of ITC reversed and ineligible pertaining to 21-22 reverse in 21-22. So Rule 37, Rule 39, 42, 43, 17.5, Tran 1, Tran 2. I've explained everything. So what is the important one which you must know? The registered person shall have an option either to fill this information on reversal separately in table 7A to 7E or report entire amount of reversal under table 7H only. However, reversal pertaining to Tran 1 and Tran 2 to be shown compulsorily. And what is Rule 37? We have explained also. It is 180 days. Rule 39, your ISD credit. Rule 42, common credit of input and input services. Rule 43, capital goods credit. So you must know. And other ITC related information, table 8A, which is auto-populated from 2A. But I discussed relevance of 2A is not there now. It should be 2B. But this is how the form all about. Then table 6B, which is coming from ITC, will auto-populated here. And where I discuss wrong bucket of availment. Table 8C, then I discuss with your corresponding table 13. So this is what? Table 8 completely. Coming to the 9, table 9 to table 19. Table 9 is what? Detail of tax payable and paid through GSTR 3B. So 3B, you can pick up table 6.1 for table 9 of GSTR 9. Table 10 and 11 now mandatory. So any outward supply where liability increase and decrease because of adjustment, debit note and credit note. So liability increase or decrease shown in a period April 2022 to October 2022 till 30th November. But don't go till 30th November. I've told you that other part of discussion. But it is mandatorily now to be shown table 10 and 11. But ITC reversal, table 12 and table 13 for availment pertaining to 21-22, but transaction of ITC shown in April 2022 to October 2022. It is optional. Hope I'm clear. Table 14 is the differential tax paid because of table 10 and 11. Table 15, demand and refund optional. Table 16, your procurement from composition dealer, deemed supply and goods sent on approval optional. Table 17, HSN on outward supply, mandatory. Inward, it is optional. Inward, it is optional. And table 19, late fee payable and paid. Online, it is coming, but offline, there's a problem which I have come across, and some of you have also said to me. Please tell me in a chat box that at least these tables are. Am I clear? Please say, am I clear? Say yes in a chat box that these are clear to all of you. Okay, all right. All right, am I clear? All right, thank you. Thank you. Come to the table 6, 9C now. Table 9C. I'm starting with a relevant table only because initial 4 table are only financial year, GST number, trade name, legal name, audit, subject to audit or not, right? Table 5A. Your turnover, book turnover versus GST turnover. So you have to pick up turnover from audited annual financial statement with GST turnover coming from GSTR-9. So taking the same example, I'm asking you, if you're having 5 separate registration under one PAN number, you're going to file 5 GSTR-9C if it is aggregate turnover is more than 5 crore. My question to all of you, you have to pick up the turnover per registration wise. Per registration wise. So sometimes there is challenge that we got consolidated audit document, but you need to now create separate financials per registration wise to dig out the data. No choice. Karna hi padega. It is now self-certified, that is the advantage. But it should be properly prepared, checked, and reconciled. Hope I'm clear to all of you. So table 5A mandatory. आप यहाँ पे GS, your book turnover, you are going to fill up book turnover. And then you will do a lot of adjustment to get GST turnover as per GSTR-9. So while doing the adjustment, the point was, should I supposed to mention individually all adjustment one by one? At least a relief. It can be clubbed. Table 5O. So table 5B to 5F, no need of mandatorily bifurcation. Consolidated, clubbed at table 5O. Table 5G, April to June 17 transaction to be shown, no need, irrelevant one. Table 5S to 5N optional. 5O, which is mandatory because you will have clubbing all other adjustment and amendment. Table 6 is region for unreconciliation difference in annual gross turnover. So table 5, you are reconciling book turnover versus GST turnover as per GSTR-9. If some region it is not reconciled, table 6 will come into the picture. Table 6 will come into the picture. Table 7A to 7F, reconciliation of taxable turnover, mandatory. If any non-reconciliation, we have to write down the reason for that. Table 9, you have to rate-wise, you have to create the liability and amount payable thereon. Table 10, again the reason for non-reconciliation. And table 11 will come additional amount payable because of table 6, 8 and 10. Table 12 is your reconciliation of ITC as per books and as per GSTR-9. Table 12, mandatory. Table 13 is reason for non-reconciliation. Table 14, again reconciliation of ITC as per books and GSTR-9, but here important, do we require to have headwise expenses? Not required, optional. So it is continuing for 21, 22, it can be consolidated, book credit versus GST credit as per GSTR-9. Table 15, reason for non-reconciliation of ITC. So table 16 talks about tax payable on unreconciled differences, as we have shown in table 13 and 15. And table 17 is talking about the additional payment which you have to make for any kind of non-reconciliation. So this is the template which you need to follow. So hope this template will help for your understanding, Now, please first you tell me this template which I've shown to you. This template would be available to all of you, first of all. No problem. Rest assured that this template would be available. So you will get this template for your preparation's sake. Nothing to worry about. It is only for you. And it is for your preparation only. And this will really help you for which table is mandatory, which table is not mandatory, what you can club, what you cannot club, everything will come out. But alongside what I discussed, certain issues, which is nowhere the part of discussion. Like on outward supply, I discussed 21, 22, shown in 21, 22, right? Similarly, I've said if there's a difference, how to be done, if wrongly paid taxes, how to be corrected. And then I discuss if supplier filing their GSTR-1 beyond due date, what is the repercussion? I've discussed everything. Even for credit, I discuss all these components. That credit 21, 22, shown in 21, 22 or after that. And then we discuss wrong bucket credit, RCM credit, and difference if it is coming out, and time limit to avail credit, and this particular template also. So what we can do, 10-15 minutes, we can have question answer session, so that at least your question is something which is left out. We can solve those queries today. Okay. So before I move, let me ask Hasini to take it forward and ask your query. So you can put, okay, this recording would be available. Don't worry about this. Recording is for you only. We are recording this webinar as well. So it will be uploaded on Joho Books YouTube channel and or our YouTube channel as well. So you will find that particular, video recording. So maybe we can start the question answer session and quickly resolve the queries, whatever best possible. Yes, please.
Sure. So please post your questions on the questions tab, because I'll be picking it up from there and then projecting on the screen, because there are a lot of chats coming in. We might as well miss the, sometimes miss the questions there. So if you have any questions that you want Bimal ji to answer, please post it in the questions tab. So we have the first question for the day, and this is from Manish Chaudhary. Manish is asking, if suppose financial year 21-22 taxes paid through DRC3, along with internal, we have to show in GSTR-9?
So money is quite obvious. If it is pertaining to 21-22, you paid either through GSTR-3B or DRC-03 should be shown in annual return of 21-22. Hope I'm clear. Manish, say yes in a chat box quickly so that at least we get to feel that you got your question answer. Manish, can you quickly write down in a chat box? Okay,
Next is we have Mr. Asif. His question is, sir, registered person turnover under composition 1.4 crore and under regular 75 lakhs. Total annual turnover 2.15 crore. Is taxpayer liable to file GSTR-9?
Asif, my question to you, a same registered person can have two registration, one as composition dealer and one as a regular. Please, it is only academic question or practical question? Asif, maybe Asif, you're saying same registered person, but whether permissible in GST law? My participants, can you say, if you're composition dealer, then can you have regular? If you're regular, then you need to be regular one. You can't. You have to switch. But in case in a particular year, move from composition to regular, that is possible. So hope you got my answer. So maybe in a particular year, switch. Okay, that is Muhammad Asif, I got it. So in a year, you got two positions. One is as a composition, one is as a regular. And your total aggregate turnover crosses 2 crore. But composition to be seen from composition registration perspective and regular to be seen from regular perspective to my mind. And composition, they have said exempted. For regular up to 2 crore, they have said exempted. It's a technical one, but to my mind, I will treat for this particular taxpayer, composition to be read from composition provision and regular from the regular provision. Asif, am I clear to you? Asif, please tell me. And to my mind, okay, thank you.
Next, we have a question from Roshan. Roshan says, can't we issue debit or credit note for time-lapsed bill and then issue a correct bill?
Rohan, this is quite possible. I'm not saying no to it. Rohan, I agree with you. Quite possible that you can issue a debit note. Now, debit note is being delinked with the original invoices. And debit note date is now going to be relevant for availing the credit. So maybe that strategy can be adopted, but you have to be very careful. Otherwise, I agree. So Roshan, can you say yes in a chat box? Yes in a chat box. A quick yes means it helped me. That yes, you got my answer. Yes. All right, next.
Next, we have a question from Ashok. Ashok says, if outward supply pertaining to financial year 21-22 not shown in GSTR-1 and GSTR-3B of financial year 21-22 and not even up to November 30, 2022, then how to show the same in annual return GSTR-9?
Simple, Ashok. Then you need to insert in table 4. It will create the liability in table 9 and pay through DRC-03. So 21-22 for all the participants. No, Himanshu, no table 11. Please, Sajan is correct. 21-22 transaction, if it is not shown till 30th November, and when you are finalizing till 31st December, which is the last date, you should include in table 4, corresponding liability gets created in table 9 and pay through DRC-03. Please, am I clear? Ashok, and Himanshu made mistake, so he's correcting himself. Now here one question which is important. DRC-03, can I pay through credit account or cash? Can I pay through credit account or cash? To my mind, time is a pause. It can be paid through credit account also. It can be paid through credit account also. Gaurav, no time to repeat now. Please, you have to really listen to me. Time is paused. Yes, next question.
Next, we have one from Chandrasekhar. Chandrasekhar is asking, ITC is not appearing in GSTR-2B as vendor has filed GSTR-1 after due date. but GSTR 3B was filed on time for financial year 2021. Whether ITC can be availed, sir?
Chandrasekhar, answer to you. Prior to 1st January 2022, my 2B is not relevant. Prior to 1st January 2022, my 2B is not relevant, and 2A is also not relevant because of Bharti Airtel judgment, because 2A is only a facilitation. I can definitely avail credit, but post facto 1st January 2022, it should be matched. But in some of the video, I've said that even though it is not coming in 2B, for the region I cited in those video, which you can watch, credit is available. But I given you the clue, simple, straightforward. From 1st January 2022, 2B is relevant, important to match. That is what I discussed today while discussing that due date relevance. Hope I'm clear. Chandrasekhar, say yes. And Chandrasekhar, say yes quickly, because I want a lot many other questions can be taken up. Chandrasekhar, awaiting you. Yes, okay. Chandrasekhar, no, it says Chandrakant Tiwari. Okay, thank you, Chandrasekhar. Next.
Next question we have from Kirti. Where corrections are made in ITC reducing ITC in subsequent year and ITC is shown on net basis in subsequent year. In that case, table 7 will not show the reduction of ITC.
Yeah, Kirti will not show because we did not show separately. That is the reason. You have done net off. And which is what now, CBIC has said from September 2022, done away with the net off. You should take credit as available and then reverse pertaining to 17.5, pertaining to ineligible. That is being stated. So quite obvious, but if at all you want to substantiate, you can amend the increase and show that reversal, corresponding reversal, which is ultimately the net effect. It is for you to prepare the reconciliation. Either you should not show anything, so continue as a net off, but have backup ready for 21-22, that how this net off is being arrived at. But the better could have been, I would have shown the original transaction with the reversal one, so that this is quite easy for the audit purpose. I do agree, since we have not followed, this is the challenge. But September 2022 onwards, this choice is not available. Government is saying GSTR 3B, table 4A you claim, table 4B you show reversal, as you are supposed to do that. Please, I hope I'm clear to all of you. So apart from Kirti, you say yes, but all the participants are listening for their benefit also. Kirti, can you say yes? Quickly. Okay, Kirti, you're taking too much. Say quickly, fast, we can move further. Okay, so she is not responding. Okay, might be she has left. Okay.
So let's go for the next question. This is from Prakash. Sir, can you please quote the notification which says that only the taxpayers having aggregate turnover of 2 crores and above needs to file GSTR-9?
Can you please quote notification which says, if it is more than having need to file 9, so 10/2022 central taxes, they are saying it is up to 2 crore, it is exempted. It is exempted, Prakash. It is showing exempted up to 2 crore. So quite obvious, beyond 2 crore, it need to be filed. Hope I'm clear, Prakash. Say yes in a chat box. Prakash, can I see yes in a chat box? I given you 10/2022. It is sometime 5th of July 2022. Prakash, are you there? Okay, next.
So we have one from Nehal. Nehal says, sir, if B2B mistaken in GSTIN and remain incorrect, but tax is paid in GSTR 3B, then how can we assess to supplier? Will CA certification and ledger confirmation help for financial year 21-22?
Nehal, first of all, thank you very much. Nehal, I understood that thank you very much that you continue to watch my all the webinars because I could see your name. So my answer to you, if it is not being corrected, Nehal, it's a big challenge. I can only say prior to 1st January 2022, you can always argue and say 2A is not relevant. Only 4 conditions need to be satisfied. These are the argument can be done. Tax invoice, receipt of goods and services, supplier paid the taxes, and recipient filing regular return. 2B was not into the picture. But from 1st January 2022, 2B is the 5th condition now as per the provision. It is subject to litigation. Just by filing CA certificate and ledger, Nehal, subject to litigation. That is my answer. Hope you got my point. Nehal, am I clear? Say yes. And Kirti, that is what I've given. Yes. Okay. Next.
So let's take a couple of more questions. One will be from Renu. Renu says, sir, for aggregate turnover, do we take FD interest on loan, duty drawback for applicability of 9 and 9C? And is there condition for FD interest for supplier of goods and supplier of services?
See, FD interest on loan to as per aggregate turnover, we have to take taxable turnover, Renu. We have to take export and we have to take exempt. Exempt includes nil rated, exempted, and which is not chargeable to GST. And this interest, FD interest, is exempted. In technically legal sense, exempted part of my aggregate turnover. It is exempted only. But quite obvious when we look at the individual file, FD interest on saving account or fixed deposit, is it really first-hand taxable? That is the point litigation. That is first-hand not taxable. Something exempted should be first-hand taxable, right? I can debate. I can say that this should not be, but as per law-wise, aggregate turnover includes all 3 components. So they will say even this is the part of aggregate turnover. So that is my answer, but subject to litigation part. Renu, hope I'm clear.
So this will be the last.
Renu, am I clear? Say yes. Because Hasni is reminding us we are going to the last fake end. Renu, can you say quickly? Because I wanted to continue. Lot many participants today, more than 700 we have seen, and still 700 as of now. That shows the kind of interest of all of you. And I'm open. See, I'm open. Provided Hasni says she is open to take it forward, but we have got some time compulsion. But otherwise, I'm trying my best to take as many. So maybe last 3 questions, Hasni.
Sure. Yeah. So has Renu responded yet, Bimalji?
No, no. You proceed.
Okay. So
yeah, she said yes.
Okay. So let's take one question from Himanshu. Himanshu says, company doing share trading, which involves sale and purchase of securities, capital gain and dividend income. Please advise whether these are exempt supplies or not. And also reversal of ITC is applicable or not with respect to Rule 42/43.
Himanshu, opinion free of cost in webinar. No problem. From my side, Himanshu, that trading in securities is per se, it is being said per se, is not falling into. And for reversal, for Rule 42 and 43, there is specific formula and which is being considered. Facilitation charges for trading in securities. That is only chargeable to GST, but trading per se in securities is neither a supply of goods nor supply of services. So for such trading, 1% specific formula is there for reversal common credit, Rule 42 and 43. Kindly look at that provision. This is the immediate answer which I could give on this particular component. Himanshu, can you say yes? Okay.
So Hardik has been copy pasting the questions and also has told me that Harshni ma'am, please, it's important. So here is your question being projected, Hardik. So is it required to declare other income like bank interest, LTCG, interest on FD in GSTR-9? If yes, then which head?
Hardik, a very simple answer. You may have many other income, but again, you have to go with the GST turnover. Your GST turnover to be determined from GSTR-9. Now, when you go to GSTR-9C, so your book turnover need to be reconciled with GSTR-9 turnover. So there may be a region, and these are the region that it may not match. So the book turnover will not match with GST turnover because these are not GST turnover. So that may be the region. So that can be clubbed in table 5.0. Hardik, I've shown in my template. Are you all recalling? I'm helping Hardik, but are you all recalling that this is what I explained and you got it? Say yes in a chat box quickly so that I get a feel of it that Hardik has understood it and you all have understood it properly. A quick yes will help me. Maybe you are feeling tired, but see my position last 2 hours continuously is talking. You're writing one yes will help me. Okay. 5.0, yes, correct. Okay. Thank you. Hardik, your question taken, and Harsani was kind enough to take your query.
Okay, so we have the last question for the day, and that is going to be from Suraj. Suraj says how to report amendment with respect to financial year 2021, which paid in GSTR 3B of financial year 21-22. Now, how to report the same as it is excess reported in table 9 of GSTR 9?
How to report amendment of 2021, which paid in 3B of 21-22. Now, how to report the same as it is excess reported in table 9 of GSTR 9. See, Suraj, when certain amendment of 2021, you have shown in 21-22. Now, you want to report the same. There are two ways. That your table 4, if it is outward supply, may have two turnover of 21-22 and spillover effect of 20-21. So you have an option. Either you can show the total amount and then deduct pertaining to 2021, or you can net off the transaction which is pertaining to 21-22, and thereby you can finalize your 21-22. So this excess reported can be excluded. That is how, but there are two modes. Either you get it net off or show it and then deduct it. That is called spillover effect, and which will continue year on year basis, because 21-22 you are also showing in April 22 to October 22, which may be part of your 22-23 as well. So similar kind of stuff need to be followed. That is the answer, Suraj, to you. Yeah.
Okay, so yes, we have come to the end of the session now, and I cannot thank Bimal Ji enough for taking the time out. So we have been taking the webinar for the past 2 hours, and his energy and his enthusiasm has kept all of you all hooked up to the webinar. And for his energy, I think I have to thank him a lot for taking this webinar, making this interesting for all of you. And to you all for sitting through the entire time. And then Bimalji has been putting his effort, but you also equally reciprocated. All his efforts was paid off by your reciprocation and your interactions with him. So I think it has been a two-way boost for you and for Bimalji to take this webinar to another level. We do constant webinars with Bimalji every month, and this is exclusively for the benefit of our audience alone. So we do not restrict time on, we have to do it only for 1 hour or half an hour. So until Bimalji feels satisfied that I've conveyed everything I want for my audience, he keeps us he keeps going, and he never loses that momentum either. So for that, Bimalji, thank you so much. And like every other webinar, this webinar is also a great success. So to quote here, we've got the maximum registrations for this webinar plus the maximum number of attendees so far. So this I think it's purely because of your love for Bimalji and your continuous following of what Bimalji is doing and where is he posting content, where is he teaching us, where is his webinar going. So you've been great followers of Bimalji and also of Zoho. So for that, we are very thankful to you. And we hope to see you in the future webinars as well. Thank you, audience, and thank you, Bimalji.
Just 1 minute,
Sure,
Hasini.
sure.
So thanks to you as well for being such a good, splendid moderator. Thanks to Zoho Books for organizing this webinar for the benefit of all. Thanks to all the participants. Last 2 hours, continuously, you are with me. I was trying to explain, but the important part, you were also trying to understand. So this process of, two-way communication was there. And I must thank to each one of you. That yes, I was saying from this side, but you were trying to understand in a better way. So all compliment to each one of you. I always try from my side. But it's important when you really get into and you start really, trying to understand those parameters. Some of the provision we did discuss today, which was never discussed anywhere beyond due date, beyond 11th November, though 30th November is the last date, which I've tried to explain to all of you. So I've discussed the issues. Template would be available with all of you. That would be available as a download on Zoho Books YouTube channel also, and on our YouTube channel also. So keep in touch on our social media handlers on YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, and with the Zoho Books as well. Of course, this initiative is to make GST good and simple tax. Without you, it is not possible. So for me, all compliment to each one of you. Thank you, Hasini, and thank you, Zoho Books. Thank you very much.
Before we, sign off, I have a couple of interesting feedbacks that we've got. There's Mr. Tejas who's telling that you are the Sachin Tendulkar of the CA fraternity. So, and there's one more interesting feedback that's come. So, you are the guru for most of us for GST. Thanks for sharing the knowledge. And yeah, so, and one more is highly informative and well explained. Do keep up the excellent work. Then, yeah, we have one more interesting one. This is from Raju Sharma. He says, "Sir, you are a rock star of GST. Thanks a lot." So, yeah, so we're getting all these lovely feedbacks as well. So, thank you all for staying through with us. And yeah, we are going to bring Bimalji back for another webinar next month also. So, you have to watch out our space, our social media handles, and of Bimalji's to know updates on when it is going to happen. And the recording will also be available on the social media handles of Zoho and Bimalji's YouTube channel. So you can watch it out there as well. So, yeah.
So, Mitesh, the judgment of Jharkhand High Court is Mahalakshmi Infra Contract Private Limited. The GSTR-1 can be amended beyond the due date. I said that, Mitesh, for you. So I'm watching the, chat box, but thanking each one of you. See, it is all splendid. Thanks to you, to each one of you for taking out your time and part of this webinar. Thank you once again, Hasini. Stay blessed. God bless all of us together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Bimalji.
Thank you. Thank you.